guys, so today I'm here to talk about the new 2017 most popular boys' names. I'm going to be going over the top 10, the top 100, and some trends in the top 1,000 names for boys. If you haven't seen my girls video, I will link that in the description box below. So the new name list comes out every May, and it's one of my favorite videos to do a review on, and I'm also thinking about expanding and possibly doing a video about some of my favorite names from numbers 1000 to 2000. So if you would like to see a video on that, let me know in the comments below. But I'm just going to get started with the new top 10 names for boys. So there were 2 new names that entered the top 10 for boys, just like there were 2 new names that entered the top 10 for girls. I'm going to go from number 10 to number 1, and at number 10 was Jacob. Jacob fell 3 spots. Jacob was the number 1 name for over a decade, but in the last few years it has been falling. I do think that this is probably Jacob's last year in the top 10. At number 9 was Oliver. Oliver is new to the top 10. Parents are loving Oliver just like they're loving Olivia. Oliver went up 3 spots to be at number 9. At number 8 was Elijah. Elijah is such a handsome name. It went up 1 spot. And parents love this name. You can get the nickname Eli. It's a great biblical name. At number 7 was Mason. Mason went down 3 spots. This name really shot up the popularity charts when Kourtney Kardashian used it for her son, but now I think it is falling a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised if in the next 5 years it does drop out of the top 10, but it is still a very, very handsome occupation name. At number 6 was Benjamin. There was no change in popularity there from the year before. Benjamin is a handsome biblical name that you can get so many cool nicknames from. Ben, Benny, Benji. I just think it's a very, very handsome name. At number 5 was Logan. Logan went up 13 spots to enter the top 10 at number 5. I think we can definitely attribute some of Logan's popularity to Wolverine. And it's just a very handsome name that fits in with that 2-syllable trend of boys' names that end in N. At number 4 was James, which went up 1 spot. A very, very handsome classic boy's name. At number 3 was William, another handsome classic. There was no change in popularity there. At number 2 was Noah. Noah fell from being the number 1 name for the last couple years and is now at number 2, and it switched places with Liam. Liam is our new number 1 boy's name. I definitely understand why parents love this name so much. Of course, for 2 names to enter the top 10, Oliver and Logan, 2 names had to fall out of the top 10, and those names were Michael and Ethan. Both of these names have had a very, very long run in the top 10. There were 4 Michaels in my kindergarten class, so it has been a top name for years and years. It fell 4 spots and is now at number 12. And Ethan fell 4 spots and is now at number 14. There were 5 names new to the top 100, and can I just say that these names are so cool. Parents are making amazing naming decisions right now. I am very impressed by these names. Maverick went up 54 spots, went from 139 to number 85 to enter the top 100. Ezekiel went up 39 spots and went from number 121 to number 82 to enter the top 100. How cool is the name Ezekiel? Jameson, which is one that I've been telling parents to use as an alternative for Jackson for years, entered the top 100. It went from number 128 to number 100, so just snuck in there. I think Jameson is so cool. It's a great way to honor a James. Santiago! Oh my goodness, this name is so cool. It went up 13 spots. It went from number 106 to number 93. Santiago is one that I would actually consider using myself. I think it is so, so cool. And Caden went up 3 spots. It went from 101 to number 98. The 5 names that fell out of the top 100 are all ones that feel a little bit dated, a little bit 90s or early 2000s. Tyler fell 15 spots. It went from number 91 to be at number 106. Brandon, which definitely feels like a 90s name to me, fell 15 spots. It went from number 99 to number 114. Zachary, another one that I grew up with a lot of Zacharys, went from number 89 to number 103. Kevin, which feels like even older than my generation, fell 11 spots and went from number 90 to number 101. And Bentley fell 2 spots and went from number 100 to number 102. Some names that had some rather big jumps in popularity in the top 100 included Theodore, which went up 20 spots. Mateo went up 17 spots. Ezra went up 16 spots. Grayson went up 16 spots. Elias went up 15 spots. Leo went up 13 spots. And Asher went up 12 spots. Like I said with the girls' names, this top 100 is probably one of my favorites I have ever seen. I am loving the names that parents are choosing right now. I think the popular names are awesome, and I am totally in love with the top 100 right now for both boys and girls. Let me know what you think of the top 100 in the comments below. So moving on to the top 1000, I'm going to put all the names that entered the top 1000 on the screen because there are a lot of them and I'm not going to go through all of them, but I'm going to talk about my favorites. Obviously, this year, my all-time favorite boy's name ever, Caspian, entered the top 1000 and it went up 328 spots and is now at number 868. This wouldn't stop me from using it, and I'm happy that other parents are loving it as well. I just hope that it doesn't continue to rise 300 spots every year. One of the biggest surprises for me on this list was Nova for boys. I think it's kind of cool to hear this name on a boy though. I can definitely get behind Nova being a unisex name. Nova went up 323 spots and is now at number 918. I also love Wells. It reminds me of brooks and rivers and other water names, and at the same time I feel like it's a little bit posh sounding, maybe a little bit British. Wells was one of the fastest rising names for boys, going up 504 spots. And then of course there were the names that fell out of the top 1000, which I will also put on the screen. I feel like a lot of them were one-hit wonders, names that just recently entered the top 1000 and are already leaving the top 1000. Names like Kylo that just entered in 2016 but maybe didn't have a lot of staying power. Another one that fell out of the top 1000 was Jericho, which is a name I love, and it has been in and out of the top 1000 since 2013. I think it's a really cool name, but it doesn't necessarily have the best biblical association, so maybe parents are not choosing it for that reason. Harris is another one that entered in 2016 but already fell out in 2017, as did Hakeem. So a lot of these names on the list of names that fell out of the top 1000 really haven't been in the top 1000 for that long but are already falling in popularity. So let me know what you think of these names. So I didn't do quite as well predicting boys' names that would enter the top 1000, but I did predict 6, which I think is pretty good. I predicted that Caspian would enter the top 1000, and it is at number 868 now. Kaiser is another one I predicted, and it is at number 929. Shepherd with this spelling did enter and is at number 926. Rain entered and is at number 961. King, spelled K-Y-N-G, entered the top 1,000 and is at number 959, and Cairo with a K entered and is at number 803. So I got 6 right, so not too bad in terms of my predictions for boys' names. So some trends in the top 1,000 for boys. K seemed to be the hot letter this year with names like Cairo, Case, Cashton, Koa, Kari, Cannon, King, Kyson, Keanu, Kaiser, Kyrie, Case, Kendall, Kason, Coda, Kylan, Khalid, and Kane, all rising more than 50 spots in popularity. So definitely K was a hot letter for boys' names this year. So one trend I noticed for boys was unisex names for boys. And oftentimes we see unisex names being used for girls, but there were quite a few that might be considered more girl-friendly being used for boys, which I thought was kind of refreshing. Nova went up 323 spots for boys. Rain went up 236 spots for boys. Briar went up 128 spots for boys. Rey, spelt like the name of the Star Wars character, went up 99 spots for boys. Oakley went up 98 spots for boys. Sutton went up 76 spots for boys. Sage went up 75 spots for boys. Kendall went up 61 spots for boys. 2 spellings of Rowan increased. With the EN ending, it went up 164 spots, and with the AN ending, it went up 42 spots. And Eden went up 29 spots for boys. 1-syllable names were popular for boys as well. Names like Wells, Case, Bjorn, Jules, Rain, Zaid, Ridge, and King all went up more than 100 spots. Names with X's in them were also a big hit. Names like Jackson with the 2 X's went up 214 spots. Axton went up 92 spots. Huxley, which is one I've been hearing a lot of buzz about, went up 77 spots. Maxton went up 68 spots. Jax went up 64 spots. Dax went up 62 spots. Axel went up 62 spots, and Hendrix went up 54 spots. And of course, last names as first names were a big trend as well. Some of those included Colson, which went up 323 spots. Ledger went up 205 spots. Merrick, which I think is so handsome, went up 156 spots. Wilder went up 152 spots. Coleman went up 95 spots. Clyde went up 84 spots. Sutton went up 76 spots. Randall went up 75 spots. Winston, which is a name I love, went up 67 spots. And Stetson went up 68 spots. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you haven't seen the girls video, I will link it in the description box below. Let me know what you thought of these names and what you thought of the new list. And we can talk names in the comments below. Leave me a comment. I love to hear from you guys. Also make sure to check me out on Instagram. I post daily updates about names on there. Make sure to like this video, and thank you for watching. I will talk to you guys later. Bye.